Let me share this out. What is going on, guys? For those of you that are just coming in, I do not know where Joey is tonight. I have not heard from him, so it looks like I'm probably going to wing this by myself tonight. So what's going on, guys? For those of you that are just getting in, I don't know where Joe Shakes is. I've been trying to get in touch with him, but I haven't been able to. So hopefully he's all right. But I'm probably going to do the Read and React show on my own tonight. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to share this out real quick, and then we'll get started. So talking Eagles and Bears, talking the trade deadline, injury report, getting some guys back. Going to be huge for us going into this game, so I'm really looking forward to it. All right, guys. Yeah, man. I was actually at a Sixers game, and I just got home. So, pretty crazy shit that went down. But I gotta do this show tonight. So here we go. What's going on, guys? This is your host of the most, Philly Jim, coming at you guys with another stream. Welcome back to the Read and React show. I am flying solo tonight. Unfortunately, haven't been able to get in touch with Joey Shakes. So here we go, guys. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles are heading into this game against Buffalo, coming off of a good win. I mean, yeah, they're coming off of this good win in Buffalo and heading back home. Got some home cooking for a month now, so which is going to be really good for us going forward. Not having to get on a plane for a whole ass month, man. I think that's something to be happy about if you're an Eagles fan. So, the Chicago Bears team coming in, it's not going to be. I wouldn't say it's going to be easy. I wouldn't say any game is easy, but this is a game we should win. I'll get into that later on in the show. But anyway, we're going to get into the trade deadline first. So first and foremost, Philadelphia Eagles traded for Genard Avery this week. And he's going to come in and be a situational pass rusher, very explosive off the line, fast, can read the quarterback, can rush, can stop the run, even can cover. So we got a good player in that deal, 4th-round pick in 2021. Other than that, this trade deadline was pretty crazy. I mean, the way teams were asking for stuff, they were asking for a lot more than they probably should have. So I'll leave it at that. I mean, you got teams like the Denver Broncos, Philadelphia Eagles called about Chris Harris Jr., but the Philadelphia Eagles did not want to give a 2nd-round pick for Chris Harris Jr. They did not want to give a 1st-round pick for A.J. Green. These are 30-year-old guys who are pretty injury prone. I mean, A.J. Green is injury prone, not Chris Harris, but still. You got an injury prone. We already got an injury prone wide receivers over the age of 30. Why would you want to add another one, especially at the cost of a 1st-rounder? So a lot of people are on Howie's ass for not, making any moves. But, you don't want to hurt the team in the long run just for over one year. So trading a 1st for A.J. Green is completely out of the question. A 2nd for Chris Harris, completely out of the question. There's a lot of Twitter GMs T-board GMs that think they know shit, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's smart for the team. You can't be fucking around with these kind of deals. So I actually think it was very smart on the part of Howie Roseman not to sell the farm and overpay for some of these guys. Robbie Anderson, they wanted a second rounder for him. Teams were just trying to completely fleece people around the league. It doesn't matter who you're dealing with. These teams just didn't know how to deal with each other. So it is what it is. Doesn't really matter, though. I mean, I think our team is capable. I think this team is capable of going on a run, especially since we're getting healthy, and I'm going to get into that in my next segment. So the Philadelphia Eagles returned to practice today to prepare for the Chicago Bears, getting some guys back, getting some reinforcements back. You know, Avonte Maddox was a full participant. Deshaun Jackson is back. Timmy Jernigan is back. So those three guys in particular, those are the big three guys that we've been missing. Darren Sproles also expected to be back this week as well, even though I would prefer that he really doesn't get that much playing time with the growth that we've seen from Miles Sanders and what we see from Jordan Howard every single week. You know, I really think it would hurt the team just to throw Darren Sproles back into the mix unless he's just on special teams. So pretty exciting news to hear that we're getting our guys back, especially Deshaun Jackson. They're really saying Deshaun is running very, very well right now. He, a lot of people are concerned if he's going to be 100% or not, but according to what these guys are saying, and we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how, everything transpires on the field, obviously, but these are some good – this is some good news to hear about Deshaun Jackson. We finally have a receiver that we can depend on the outside to get separation and make some big plays for us. Don't have to worry about Matt Collins being on the field anymore. He's done. So we finally get our offense back. We finally get our deep threat back. Can Nelson Aguilar make some plays now that he's not going to really be a huge part of the offense anymore? Goddard and Ertz still can make shit happen. So I'm really looking at them to make an impact now that, the focus is really not going to be on them as much as it has been. Alshon, hopefully he can benefit from this as well, being on the other side. So I'm very optimistic about the guys that we've gotten back. So it's going to be huge for us going forward. Timmy Jernigan, adding him on the defensive line, that's just going to help us a lot more. Our defensive line hasn't been bad, even though it's been very, very much hurt. But adding Timmy Jernigan back and, the Avery that we just traded for, we got some guys on the defensive line now. I think this pass rush can make life easier for the corners, and then you get Avonte Maddox to come in and play the slot. Cravon he's not practicing yet, but, I think we have enough at corner, nothing great, but the guys that we have, Maddox and Mills and even Darby, these guys I think can do the bare minimum, which is not get completely fucking torched on every single play, as we saw with Rasul Douglas, Sidney Jones. Those were some really tough couple of weeks for us, but we're getting healthier. We're 4-4. We go into the bye week with a 5-4 record, healthier. We get much needed rest. Then you start to feel a little confident about yourself going into this next game against New England. So it's going to be very tough for us. That's the best team in football, if not second best team in football, top 2 team in football that we're going to be playing against. So this team really is picking the right time to turn the season around. So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, that's what we're looking at right now. But let's get into the game, guys. And after I talk about the game a little bit, you guys can chime in. I'll read some comments at the end of the show. But first of all, before I start, if this is your first time stepping in, please subscribe to the channel. I did reach 1,000 subscribers today, but something weird happened, and I'm magically lost 8 subscribers, so I have 992. But it's not a big deal. I'm very confident I'll get back soon enough. So it is what it is, guys. But please let me know what your answer to the poll question is. The question is, do you agree or disagree with Howie Roseman's decision to not mortgage the future for pretty much? Do you agree or disagree with what he did at the trade deadline? Personally, I agree. I think it was smart for him to not overpay. I mean, yes, we needed to make a couple moves, but not at the cost that we had to give up. So let me know what you guys think about that in the chat, and then we'll talk a little more. I'll take questions at the end of the show. But let's get into the Chicago Bears game. Chicago Bears are 3-5. They did win the NFC North last year. As we know, we played them the wild card game. The infamous double doink missed field goal happened in that game. So it was very devastating for them. So they're going to this game very pissed off. And on the other side, Jordan Howard being pretty much given away, all but given away. You trade a guy who's been third in the league in rushing yards since he's been in the NFL since 2016, only behind Ezekiel Elliott, only behind Todd Gurley, two of the best in the game. He's third behind them in yards. So, when you get traded for a 6th-round pick, you feel a little bit disrespected there. So I think this is I think both teams have a revenge factor factoring in to this football game. So it's something to keep an eye on. But defensively, dude, this Bears team is legit. Don't let the record fool you. Still got guys all over the defense. Eddie Jackson in the secondary, Khalil Mack, as we know. And with Khalil Mack, this is going to be Andre Dillard, his biggest test so far in his young career, filling in for Jason Peters. As we know, Jason Peters in that playoff game, he didn't give Khalil Mack an inch. Khalil Mack didn't even get close to Nick Foles in that game. So, but this is his test, and they're not just gonna line Khalil Mack up on the right side the entire game. They're gonna move him around. They're obviously gonna say, "Hey, this guy's a rookie," so they're gonna come at Andre Dillard hard with Khalil Mack. I fully expect that to happen. That's a match I'm looking for. But guys will chip in and block and help him on the offensive line. Double teams, it's whatever. Picking up the blitz. Jordan Howard, he's shown that he can really make some big blocks. You saw what he did against the Buffalo Bills when Miles Sanders broke that long touchdown run, the 65-yard touchdown. Jordan Howard pretty much goes up to a lineman and he lays him the fuck out. Jordan Howard is big, he's strong, and it's not just in the running game he makes impact. He's not very much utilized that much in the passing game, but he can catch the ball. Miles Sanders is a lot better at that, obviously, but he can still do it. Brings a lot to the table and a good blocker. As I just said, he laid someone the fuck out in that game against the Buffalo Bills. So shout out to Jordan Howard. I mean, this guy is going to be one of the impact players of this game, in my opinion. And as I said, he's got a revenge factor going in this game. But they'll do what they can to help Andre out. And I think anything from Jordan Howard picking up a blitz, guards chipping in, helping him on that side is going to be something to watch out for in this game. Other than that, offensively, what can we do against them? This is a good Bears defense. I don't think it's going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination to move the football against them, but I think it can be done. So with this Bears defense, they also have some really fast linebackers. Look at who is it? Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith, I believe, is the guy's name. Really good linebacker. So we got to be able to run the football at them. These guys, they got speed on their defense. They got power on their defense. They got everything you need on a defense. So running the football, I think we've learned this season that this team is the most effective when we can run the football efficiently. When we have Jordan Howard having that big game, he and Miles Sanders had a big game against the Green Bay Packers, and we got that huge upset win. And the same thing happened last week. It was the most rushing yards under any team in a single game under Doug Peterson, with over 200 yards on the ground between Miles and Jordan. So running the football is obviously going to be very key for us. Getting Deshaun Jackson back, I think we're able to establish the run game. You got Deshaun Jackson back. They'll bring some guys up. Carson Wentz will have some opportunities to go down the field and find Deshaun down there. As long as he plays, they haven't confirmed if he's going to play or not, but it's pretty much looking like Deshaun will make his return against the Chicago Bears, which is going to be huge for us. Ertz working in the middle of the field. Goddard working in the middle of the field. I think we can move the ball on them, but I don't think these are going to be some hard-earned yards against this Bears defense for sure. Offensively for the Bears, what is there to say, man? Mitchell Trubisky, quite possibly, and you can make an argument for whoever you want, but this guy is pretty much one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, I don't know where you guys stand with that, but Mitchell, first of all, the guy's name is Mitchell, so that should tell you everything you need to know. Second of all, the Chicago Bears in the 2017 draft traded up, gave up a few picks to move up from like the third overall pick to the second overall pick so they can get Mitchell Trubisky. Well, what if I told you guys in that same draft, Deshaun Watson was on the board? And what if I told you Patrick Mahomes was also on the board? So shout out to the Chicago Bears for fucking that up. I just want to point that out there. But anyway, guy's terrible. He does have some good personnel around him. He's got Trey Burton. What's the one receiver's name? Robinson. Allen Robinson. Yep. Allen Robinson. That's his name. So Allen Robinson is a good player. I think if he had a quarterback, he could be a borderline Pro Bowl receiver. So I was when he left the Jaguars, he was good with the Jaguars, really. And then he left in free agency, went to the Bears. I was kind of campaigning for us to sign him. I love Allen Robinson. I would take him, but it is what it is. But they got him, they got Cohen, they got Montgomery that they drafted, and the rookie running back, Trey Burton, as we know, the Philly special QB is there as well. They're starting tight end. So, but at the end of the day, Mitchell is Mitchell, and he is pretty fucking bad. So, offensively, with all due respect, they're gonna have a hard fucking time. I think if we can at least generate at least a little bit of pressure on them, then we'll be able to kick their ass and get their offense off the field. So our offense is just going to have to go to work, put points on the board, have good drives. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't turn the football over. No fumbling. Carson Wentz take care of the football. Don't throw any interception. And he's done a good job taking care of the football this year. He's got the 4 interceptions, and he had the 1 fumble that was against the Dallas Cowboys. Other than that, Carson Wentz has done a pretty damn good job taking care of the football, so I got to give him credit for that. We should win this game, guys. And I will end the show with this. My offensive player of the game. I'm going to go with Dallas Goedert. I think Dallas Goedert is going to have some big catches, 2 touchdowns in this game. And then on the defense, Malcolm Jenkins is going to be my defensive player of the game. I think he's going to come up with some big plays, and I think he's going to have a pick 6. It's been a while since we've seen Malcolm Jenkins pick 6, but I do believe that could happen in this game. So I'm going to get to some of your guys' comments now. I'm going to read some of them. So if you've got anything you want to talk about with this game, you got any thoughts you want to share with me, please leave them there, and we'll get to them. We'll have a little bit of a conversation before we shut the stream down. Again, for you guys wondering, I took over Read and React tonight. I don't know what's going on with Joe. Hopefully he's okay. Haven't heard from him though. I tried to get in touch with him, but it is what it is, guys. So I'm gonna read some of you guys' comments now. So let's go back to the beginning. Bird Gang for Life 1000. What's up, bro? Joseph, what's up, bro? Sparks, what's up? Linus Morrison, thoughts on re-signing Jordan Howard? I think we should do it. He's 24 years old, so I think we can get a few good years out of him. You could sign him like a 3-year deal, and then by the time he's 27, by the time he's 27, Miles Sanders will be 24, 25 years old or some shit like that. So Miles Sanders honestly should be coming to his own as the lead back by then. So, I would do it, but just having the combination of Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders is very huge for our offense. You got thunder and lightning. Jordan Howard can punch you in the mouth. He's very physical. He can finish you off at the end of these games in the fourth quarter when defenses get tired. He really wears them out on the ground. Yeah, Miles Sanders, he brings the explosion. He brings the speed. An excellent pass catcher out of the backfield. So combination of these two together has been very, very vital to the success of the Philadelphia Eagles offense. So I would definitely re-sign Jordan Howard this year. But do he know the way? I will show you guys the way. If you guys do not know the way, I will show it to you. There's nothing to be afraid of. Do you know the way? So shout out to Alex for sending that. What's up, Alex? Sparks. Teams were asking for too much. This is Dwayne. He says teams were asking for way too fucking much. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. When you have a team like the Denver Broncos, for example, that has Chris Harris Jr., who's 29, going on 30 years old. Not saying he's done. Not at all. But here's the problem. His age, he is turning 30. Not that players are done by 30, but you'll have him for probably 3 years if you re-sign him. And you don't want to pay a 30-year-old corner a lot of money. With the problem with the Philadelphia Eagles is they need to get younger, not older. So they don't need guys like AJ Green who are 31 and have injury history. They don't need guys like Chris Harris who are 30 years old looking to get paid. They don't need guys like that. They need guys in their 20s. They need guys who are 24, 25. They need to hit on draft picks. It's very important for them. So that is pretty much what I have to say about that. Teams are really trying to fleece. Teams are just being totally unreasonable about the whole trade deadline. So that's why you didn't see too many big moves happening. So that's what I have to say. Football Zone, thank you for subscribing, bro. You are helping me reach 1,000 subs. I did reach it earlier today, but magically lost 8 subscribers. So I will get back, though. I'm only like 7 subscribers away from it or whatever it is. 993 subs right now. So I am very confident that I will get there. So to all the people that are here, all the regulars, all my supporters that's been supporting me since a long time ago, thank you guys very much. So I would not be here without you guys. So that's number one. So Cowboy X Factor, what's up, my dude? I pumped for Dillard. As soon as he gets a full year in the NFL weight room, he is going to be a stud tackle. Absolutely. I have actually been really impressed with what I've seen from Andre Dillard. He has played well. And I think even if Jason Peters comes back into the mix, what you have to do if you're the Eagles, you got to leave Andre out there. Andre's a young guy. He needs the reps. He needs the playing time. He needs to get better. He has a huge test this week going against Khalil Mack. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he accepts this challenge against one of the best defensive players in the NFL, if not the best. I mean, you can argue all day who's better, Khalil Mack or Aaron Donald. I think both of them are capable of taking over a game. So going to be a huge test for Andre. And I really like what I'm seeing from him. He is the left tackle of the future. And, Andre, I was very glad with that pick because we really needed to get a future left tackle with as much as Jason P. I mean, imagine if Big V would probably be starting left tackle if we hadn't drafted Andre. But it is what it is, guys. Trubisky is poo. Yep, that's right, Sparks. I think we should come in, become a very run-heavy team for this game. We need to run downhill against their speed. I totally agree with that. Hit him in the mouth with Jordan Howard. Our offensive line can get a good push. Howard can explode through the holes. Sanders showed he can explode through the holes, even though he has been kind of trying to make too many big plays. But you saw it when he exploded through that hole. He's gone. Nobody can catch him. He has breakaway speed. So that's what we need to do. We really do need to run the football against their linebackers and all the speed they have on the defense. So that's what I'm looking for as well, my dude. All they can do on offense is come back routes and slants and screens. Yes, and half the time Trubisky can't even complete a fucking slant route. That's how bad he is at throwing the football. So really no excuse for us to lose this game. I don't see the Bears being able to score more than even against our defense, which has had its moments and which has struggled a little bit here and there in these games. Mitchell Trubisky, there's no excuse for us to give up more than a touchdown, maybe 10 points to the Bears offense. So we should, I think we should win this game convincingly, to be totally honest. Yes, Sparks. I did enjoy myself at the Sixers game. There was a huge fight if you guys missed it. But Carl Anthony Towns is a punk-ass bitch. He tried to swing on Joel Embiid. And what happened was Joel pushed him. They were tangled up after play was over. And after the play was over, Joel kind of pushed him. And the Timberwolves were already down by 20 fucking points. So Carl just came unglued, and then next thing you know, he's going after Joel, and they both of them get ejected. But the best part was Carl Anthony Towns got put in a chokehold headlock by Ben Simmons, which was pretty damn funny. So if you guys didn't see the video I put up of the WWE thing with Ben Simmons, go check it out if you guys are looking for a good laugh. Anyway, I'm going to get some more comments. What about J.J. Nelson? He's a free agent. Yes, he is, but I don't think we're going to sign him due to Deshaun Jackson coming back. Also, J.J. Nelson kind of sucks, so I wouldn't want him in the first place. Howard knows the way. I'm still a little nervous. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous too. I mean, this is a team that's lost 3 in a row. So they are in a backs against the wall kind of situation. But I think we'll be fine at the end of the day. Jim Schwartz better have his shit together. Yep, no excuse. This defense cannot get exposed by Mitchell Trubisky. There's no fucking way. See Howard having a good game. Yep, I totally agree with that. Towns tapped out. Yes, he tapped the hell out. And yes, Deshaun Jackson is going to be back this week. They haven't really ruled him in or out of the game yet, but he returned to practice. He's running very well. Doug is acting like he thinks he's going to play. Tim Jernigan was back. He was in full pads. Maddox was in full pads. Anyone else in full pads? I think Sproles was in full pads. We're getting a lot of guys back this week, though. I think the only guy that's really not back yet is Cravon. I'm not mistaken. I don't think anyone else is currently still hurt right now, so we're getting a lot of guys back. I think this team is poised to make a run, regardless of what happened in the last 2 of the last 3 games in Minnesota and Dallas. We still have a good opportunity in front of us to go ahead and try to take the NFC East from the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are sitting on top right now, but who's to say things aren't changing? They do have some good football teams that they're getting ready to go up against. They got to play New England. They got to play against Detroit. They got to play Minnesota. They got to play Buffalo. They got to play a lot. They got to play a lot of good teams. They got the Rams later in the season, and we'll meet them again. Regardless of what happened, they blew us out. They got the best of us. It is what it is. But they may have won the battle, but the Philadelphia Eagles will win the war. If if you guys look back at last year when the team was dead in the water right before we went on that somehow crazy playoff run, we had some tough games in front of us, just like we have them now. We had to go to LA and play the Rams, and we had to go play the Houston Texans. Both of these teams were two of the top teams in the league, really. The Houston Texans last year, they started off 0-3 and they won 9 straight games, and they won their division. They won the AFC South, and Deshaun Watson, he made some miraculous plays against us, but we still found a way to win that game. And against the Rams, they were a top 2 seed in the NFC, and we beat them. And those are 2 games nobody thought we would probably win the way things were going for us that season. After we were, 5-6, whatever our record was, 6-7, we still found a way to get ourselves back into the playoff race, and we had a nice little title defense. Same thing's happening here. You got a New England team, you got Seattle, you got 2 teams. A lot of people aren't too confident we're going to be able to win, but I think we can win those games. I mean, coming off, the New England also has a bye, so they're going to have 2 weeks to prepare for us, and we're going to have 2 weeks to prepare for them. I think that game, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but that game could be the turning point in the season. If Carson Wentz plays extremely motivated, didn't play in the Super Bowl, didn't get a crack at Tom Brady, didn't get a crack at the Patriots while he watched Nick Foles win that Super Bowl, I think he's going to be very motivated going into that game. So, if he does that, he'll have 2 really big wins on his resume, beating Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau Field and win against Tom Brady. I think that'll be good for Carson Wentz's confidence. It'll at least give him a little bit of closure. It probably does still sting him a little bit that he wasn't a part of that Super Bowl team. Or he was a part of the Super Bowl team, but he wasn't playing in the Super Bowl. So I think Carson could come out and have a big game against New England, being very, very motivated to win that game. So if he does that, and somehow if we're able to beat Seattle, and pretty much if we're able to win these next 3 games and we go from 3-4 to 7-4, and then our schedule gets easy, we get to play teams like the Dolphins, we get the Redskins again. And then we get play the Giants twice, and then it's going to be winner take all in Dallas. So this team could very well get hot at the end of the year and head into the playoffs and be a very dangerous team. So especially we're getting healthy at the right time. I think it's really up to this Philadelphia Eagles team what they want to do with the rest of the season. You still got half a season left to play. You still got 8 games to really get your shit together and go on a nice run. So that's what I'm looking forward to with this Eagles team. What are my thoughts on Carson Wentz? I think he's a good quarterback. I think the team has failed him pretty much this year. He deserves some of the blame and some of the losses. Didn't play well against Dallas. Really didn't play well, even though receivers were hurt and Nelson dropped a game winner. He really didn't have a good game against Atlanta. Other than that, man, he's played really well. He's played well enough to win most of these games. Our record should be a lot better than it is if the other guys would have just, did their job. But, when you're down 24-3 in a blink of an eye, not much you can do about that, especially when your team is not playing very well offensively, especially the receiver position. But I think he's a great player. I'm glad he's the guy for us. I think he's only going to get better the longer he's here. I think he's matured. I'm a huge fan of Carson Wentz, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, the play calling really hasn't been good in a lot of these games. It's been very inconsistent. So, Doug Peterson, once the offseason hits, he's got to get a guy with some experience to help him with the play calling, with the game planning. Because Mike Groh is just absolutely awful. The guy needs to go. He's absolutely terrible. So it is what it is. So, yeah. If you guys don't have any more questions, I am going to shut down the stream. Thank you guys for hanging with me tonight. It does suck that Joe wasn't here, but, it's all right. I can manage this on my own if I have to. So look out for the next edition of Read and React. We'll be following the Chicago Bears on Sunday night around 9 o'clock, 9:30 on Joey Shake's channel. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, guys, thanks for being here. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get back to 1,000 subs. I hit it today, but apparently, a bunch of people unsubbed, but it is what it is. I'll get back. I'm very confident about that. So thank you guys for all your support, as always. And go Birds, fly Eagles fly. Let's get a huge win this Sunday.